delicious.
Hi, my name is Paulette and welcome back to Time for Keto. I'm going to be showing you a different sort of video today. It's a video about the trip that I just got back from, which was over 5 weeks. My husband and I decided we are going to go on a 5.5-week trip, and I just got back to America because he's never been to the US, he's Australian, and he wanted to go and travel the US, and we did. We went to a few states. We went on 2 cruises. I wanted to show you how I was able to sustain myself, what I was eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's a bit of a slideshow that I'm going to be showing you. And the first part of the photos that I have are of the cruise. We had the main dining room at night, and the main dining room, basically you had 3-course meal, which was entree, main, and dessert. There's quite a lot of meals, beautifully presented meals that I had for dinner. I'd have my Caesar salad, but I would also maybe have a shrimp cocktail for my entree, and then my main meal would be salmon, and there would be like some carbs like potatoes or mashed potatoes. There would be beautiful chicken and prawns and lobster and, just everything. But they also had some sugar-free ice cream for dessert, or they would have a cheese platter. So for my desserts, like my husband would have the chocolate cakes, or he'd have the cheesecakes, or he'd have anything that was filled with sugar, but I was really trying to be disciplined. And so I would have maybe the cheese platter, and which was just delicious, as well as the sugar-free ice cream. How I sustained myself on these cruises was in the buffets, like in the mornings for breakfast, I would go for the bacon and eggs. I would have sausages. I would basically try and have a meal that didn't have any carbs. But I did have, I couldn't help it, freshly baked donuts, freshly baked croissants. There were pancakes. My favorite thing is pancakes. So I thought, I've been so good. I'm being so good. I'm still going to indulge. I also walked quite a bit on this trip. So on these ships, these are very big ships. One of the ships is I went on was the largest ship in the world, which was called Iconoftheseas, which is part of Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. And it's a very big ship. And I would basically walk around the ship for an hour, which was equivalent to around, 4 miles, I think. Anyway, I did 60 minutes in the morning, and then we would go to the ports and walk around and sightsee, come back on the ship, have our lunch. So I'd go back to the buffet, and I would go and grab like the antipasto stuff. So I'd grab cheese and salami and, olives and anything I could find, Caesar salad. I would do that sort of lunch. But it was filling, because it wasn't a small portion. I had quite a big plate full, but there weren't that many carbs. There were also sugar-free desserts that I could indulge in the buffet. So there were sugar-free cakes, there were sugar-free chocolate chip cookies, there were sugar-free mousse. So I didn't feel left out at all. I felt really good. I ate everything I wanted to eat. I enjoyed my trip, but at the same time, I was still very careful on the carb intake. The fat intake, the calorie intake was totally different. I didn't care about that. It was more about how much carbs was I putting in this plate of food. The other part of the trip was traveling around to different states, and we cruised in between these different states. So when we were in New York, our first night, it was really late. I think it was 8 o'clock at night by the time we flew in to, the airport and, caught a bus and all these subway trains. And finally we got to our hotel, and we were very hungry. And there was this place called Carbs Cafe, and it had this salad bar. Amazing. I was so excited because they basically weigh your salad by the pound. So you can have whatever you want in that salad bar, and they weigh it and you pay for whatever. And it was $8.99 US per pound. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good deal. No joke. I think in the 6 nights or the 7 nights that we were there, 5 of those nights I was at Carve Cafe and I was getting myself one of those salads. And shout out to Carve's Cafe because they know that I'm going to be putting them in this video. So you can see what sort of salad I would choose pretty much every single night. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna have the middle salad there. Yes, please. A little bit, yeah, more. And then can we do the red onions and cherry tomatoes, some broccoli, some chicken. That one, yes, please. Some cucumber. I want 5 bocconcini. That might be the Caesar salad. You like and some Caesar salad? Okay. Stop.
You want some salt and pepper?
No, I need some. Yeah.
What's your menu tomorrow? Wow.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. Another place that we went to in New York, and I was very excited about, was a place called Junior's Restaurant. I don't know if anyone's heard about that. It was in Manhattan. There's a couple there in Manhattan. And I ordered a Cobb salad. It was, if you can see it, it's huge. But oh boy, how good was that? I ate, I reckon, 3/4 of that salad. I couldn't eat anymore. And they had sides as well, as you can see, like there were pickles, there was coleslaw, there was all these different beetroot, there was these different sides that I could have with it. I asked them to put the salad dressing on the side, which was great, so I could monitor how much dressing, I put on my salad because I wasn't sure how much sugar was in that dressing. Another really great thing about Junior's Restaurant was they had sugar-free cheesecake. And I even took a picture of the ingredients in it and, the nutritional table. I made a keto cheesecake early on in my YouTube channel. I'll link that so you can have a look, but very similar and so delicious. I was so excited to have a sugar-free dessert that I could indulge in after my dinner. My husband, of course, had the normal cheesecake, but when he tried both of them, because I said, just, sample mine and see, can you tell the difference? And he could not tell the difference. He really thought, he could have easily gone for the sugar-free one, no problem. I was, again, really excited when and I'm going to show you, and I brought them back with me, when I was able to find 0 sugar candy. Like, we do have the Werther's Original. We do have this here, and we do have these here in Australia, but we don't have the sugar-free ones. We just have the normal ones. You have no idea how happy that made me. I went to Whole Foods in wherever I was, and I grabbed a bag of sugar-free chocolate chips and crunchy peanut butter, or semi-crunchy peanut butter that had no sugar, no salt, was just, natural crunchy peanut butter. I made myself peanut butter cups, sort of, like all I had to do was grab a coffee cup. And I'm sorry, I should have videoed it while I was in America, but I just thought about it now, and I thought I'd just tell you that's how I was able to sustain myself. I'd grab a coffee cup from, when we were in the hotel, and a spoon, and I would fill up the cup with equal portions of peanut butter and equal portions of chocolate chips. And, one time it would be dark chocolate chips, and another time it would be white chocolate chips. and I'd put it in the microwave. They just happened to have microwaves in the hotels that we were in. So I would zap it in the microwave together. So it actually seems to melt much quicker when you actually have the peanut butter and the chocolate in at the same time. I zapped it for, maybe 30 seconds, and I had my dessert. I would put it in the little mini fridge and let it set for a bit and take it out and have maybe 3 or 4 teaspoons of that. That was another great dessert for me to have while I was away. And I was so happy. So anyway, that's my journey. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very different. I thought I'd give you a taste of what my personal life looks like, when it comes to how I eat. And I hope that, you all hang around and continue, following me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and comment. And until next time, have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.